The rain fell hard that night, drumming against the narrow alley walls as shadows moved in the dark. A young woman's terrified cries echoed through the emptiness, trapped between two men who thought no one would dare intervene. But they were wrong. From the misstepped Michael Ward, dressed in worn work clothes, clutching nothing but a wooden stick. To them, he looked like just another laborer, tired, unthreatening. Yet within seconds, the quiet man unleashed a precision that spoke of training long buried. The attackers were down before they even knew what hit them. The woman, trembling and soaked, stared at him in disbelief, while his little girl, Emily, ran to his side, eyes shining with pride. "You saved her, Daddy," she whispered. Michael smiled faintly, unaware that this one act of courage would change both their lives forever. Morning sunlight crept through the cracks of their small apartment, falling across the framed drawings Emily had made for her father to the world. Michael Ward was just a construction worker, a quiet man with calloused hands and tired eyes. But behind that simplicity lay a story few would ever know. 3 years earlier, one phone call had shattered his life. His wife, Sarah, the love that anchored him, was gone in an instant. He left behind his military career, trading missions and medals for lunchboxes and bedtime stories. The broken pen she'd given him on their wedding day never left his pocket, a tiny reminder of love, duty, and promises made. Each day he rose before dawn, worked through exhaustion, and came home just to see Emily smile. He had lost everything once, but she was the reason he kept standing, his purpose reborn through love. By the time Michael and Emily reached home that night, the world had already begun to change. What started as a quiet act of courage was now exploding across social media. The video of a janitor hero had gone viral, flooded with mocking captions and careless laughter. Strangers who knew nothing about him turned his bravery into entertainment, calling him names, making jokes about his daughter. Michael watched the numbers climb, thousands of views, then millions, each one cutting deeper into the life he had fought so hard to keep private. He turned off his phone, but the noise wouldn't stop. Behind every cruel comment was the truth he feared most. His past, his face, his story were no longer his own. While Emily slept peacefully in the next room, the world outside was tearing down his walls of silence. His ordinary life had just become extraordinary overnight. The next morning arrived with an uneasy stillness. Michael sat at the table, lost in thought, when the sound of an expensive car pulling up outside broke the quiet. A black SUV, tinted windows, and then 3 sharp knocks on the door. Standing there was a woman who looked like she'd stepped out of a magazine cover, but her red, swollen eyes told another story. "Mr. Ward," she said softly, "we need to talk." Her name was Isabella Lane, one of the most powerful CEOs in the city, and the woman Michael had saved, her younger sister. As Isabella spoke, recognition flickered between them. Years ago, he had been part of the Lane family's private security detail, their unseen protector. Now fate had brought them face to face again, not as a guard and a child, but as two people connected by gratitude, loss, and a moment of destiny. But within hours, the story that had once mocked him transformed into something entirely different. Isabella stood before a sea of cameras, her voice steady as she revealed the truth the world had twisted. The man in that viral video, she said, was no ordinary worker seeking attention. He was Michael Ward, a decorated veteran who had once risked his life protecting her family. The same man who gave up everything to raise his daughter alone. The room fell silent as her words spread across every news outlet, every social feed. The cruel comments turned into admiration, strangers calling him a real-life hero, a man who reminded them what courage looked like. Back in his small apartment, Michael watched in disbelief as Emily's laughter filled the room. For once, the world saw him not for what he'd lost, but for what he'd become: father, a protector, a quiet hero who never stopped standing tall. That evening, as the noise of the outside world began to fade, Michael sat on the balcony, watching Emily and Sophie laugh together over crayons and paper. For the first time in years, peace didn't feel like something distant. Isabella joined him, her voice calm yet full of meaning. She spoke of a chance, a new role leading security at her company, a way for him to use his strength again, not to fight wars, but to protect lives. Michael hesitated, his heart torn between duty and fatherhood. But as he watched Emily share her colors, her joy, her light, he understood something deeper. Being a hero wasn't about the battles he fought, it was about the people he fought for. He reached into his pocket, feeling the worn edges of Sarah's broken pen, and smiled softly. Sometimes, even a broken thing finds its purpose again, like he had.